What's going on, guys? WhiteFoxTold25 here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys 5 mods to make your game more realistic. This is our first modding guide. We'll have a lot more to come, but if you guys want to check out these mods that I'm going to list today, you guys can check them out in the description. Links to the Nexus will be down there, and you guys can try them out yourself. But let's start with Toby's realistic weapon sounds. So this just makes the guns in the game and some like the laser rifles and all that sound a lot more realistic and kind of like, you know, guns would in real life. So I'm not going to talk too much about this because it kind of explains itself, but go ahead and take a listen to some of the gun sounds in the video. Alright, so moving on, we got True Storms for Fallout 4. Now this was a really great mod for Skyrim. Really glad they brought it back for Fallout 4. So this is a mod that just improves the weather and makes it a lot more realistic. Not just the weather, but the storms in the game, as the name says. So it's going to be improved for years to come. It's still a work in progress, but it's still a great mod that you can get right now. So it improves a lot of things. First off, the rain is improved. You have new visual effects, just makes the rain more realistic and a little heavier at times. It has some new thunder sounds for indoors and outdoors, and just makes the storms look a lot more realistic, as you can see on the screen. It also changes dust storms, or adds dust storms, so you're going to have those now. Radiation storms are a lot more scary and dangerous. They're going to give you more rads, but also they just look really intimidating and, you know, even more scary than they did in the vanilla game. Fog is added. It can get really thick, and just graphically it looks really great, and like I said, more realistic, and just makes the game kind of a more living place and kind of a more fun place to run around and explore. Next up, we have Darker Nights. So Darker Nights, as the name would say, makes the nights a lot more realistic and a lot more dark. So there's 7 levels of darkness you can choose from. You don't have to do all the way dark, so depending on how hardcore you want to get, you can pick which level of darkness you want to go. Now obviously it's going to be harder for you to see enemies in the dark, so what they did was, depending on the level of darkness you pick, it's actually going to be harder for the NPCs to detect you as well, which just makes it balanced, so it's not like NPCs are spotting you from far away when you can't see them because it's too dark. And this does make the nights, again, more realistic, but it also makes the daytime a lot more valuable. Moving on, let's go into realistic survival damage. So this changes the amount of damage enemies do to you and the amount of damage you do to enemies. So I'm sure a lot of times you guys have, you know, who've played Fallout 4, run into enemies where it takes you like 100 bullets to kill them, and it also takes them a while to kill you, which, you know, when you think about it, is really unrealistic. It's kind of something that you would play in like Borderlands or something. So it just makes it so you do a lot more damage and can kill enemies, you know, a lot faster with a couple of shots, but also, you know, in the other side of it, enemies can kill you a lot faster. So it just makes combat and gunfights a lot more realistic and deadly and a lot more hardcore. So if you want to check that out, you can do so. But let's move on to our last mod for the day, which is the Hunger and Thirst mod for Fallout 4. Now this is kind of, you know, when I think of realism mods, I definitely think of this, because it just makes, you know, survival a really, you know, big thing in Fallout 4. When you think about it, it's pretty unrealistic not to eat or drink the whole time you play. So this basically adds an addiction to food and water, so you're going to have to drink, you know, all the time, or not all the time, but for example, if you don't drink the first day, you're going to, you know, lose a little health, a second you're going to lose a lot of health, and third day you don't drink, you're going to die. Same thing with food, so you're definitely going to want to have to, you know, manage your resources, and again, just makes it like a lot more realistic. And, you know, just a lot more kind of survival, which Fallout 4 kind of should be. So it's still in beta, but the release is kind of mid-January, so we're coming up pretty quickly, so you guys won't have to wait too long to get your hands on the complete edition. But that pretty much does it for the video. We'll keep doing these Fallout 4 mod guides, I think. Next we'll probably do a graphic one, so stay tuned for all of that. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video, give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.